This is what she looks like. Yeah, Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by if you're new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. My name's Crystal, and today we're going to do the final installment of my project pan journey. Now, if you guys saw my recent video, you'll be able to tell that I was pretty much over it, to be upfront. So I thought that this video, we're going to wrap it all up. This is going to be the end of my project pan, and I'm going to give you guys the final outcomes of the products that I had been working on throughout the year. I think I've been doing this project pan for a total of around about 7 or 8 months now, and look, I'm not even using the products anymore that was in my project pan that I was motivated to use beforehand. So I think we're definitely coming close to the time where I do need to start thinking about what's going to be in my next project pan and giving you guys my feedback on these products and whether they're actually going to just get tossed. So before we jump into the video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. I'll also have my Instagram handles on the screen for you guys to go and check me out over there. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. I feel like the last couple of videos has just been me being like, oh my god, I don't understand my filming setting. But I'm still like trying to figure out this whole filming setup. I need something to go here, and I'm just not quite sure what's going to go there, like if it should be a plant or what I should do, because I just don't like this wall. I don't like where my vanity is, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got to figure it all out. So if you guys have any suggestions, please do let me know. But diving straight into the products, the first thing that I want to talk about are my two powders. So these are the two Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powders. So this one's in lavender and this one's in butter. I haven't used this at all. Like, I've opened it and I've marked it. As you can see, I'll show you real quick. I'm not quite sure if that's blowing out on camera, but I've marked it. Never used it, not even once. So that is basically a brand new powder out of the packet, and I've just shown it on camera for like a year and not actually used it. So it's really, really disappointing. But this is the shade Butter in the Pro Filter, and I haven't used it once since I spoke to you guys last, which was about a month and a half ago, about 6 weeks ago. So first of all, we are in a COVID world, so putting makeup on is kind of losing its sparkle per se. Like, I literally don't put makeup on unless I am filming for you guys, and when I do that, I want to use products that I actually enjoy. And it's not that I dislike these powders, I just prefer my Hourglass or my Laura Mercier powders over these ones. These ones are so finely milled, I feel like I eat most of the product. That's how finely milled they are. They just get in the air, it just goes everywhere, and I'm very heavy-handed with my powders. Like, it's probably me, it's probably not the product, it's probably me. I'm very, very heavy-handed with my products, so it is probably me, but I do just find that it gets up my nose, it gets in my eyes, it's like everywhere whenever I open these particular packages. So I just haven't been drawn to them, but they are going to come out of my project pan, but I am hoping to get the use out of them before they expire. So I'm pretty sure they're still in date. Nope, they're now expired, so they cannot go into my kit at all. They must stay literally just for me. So those products have kind of been a little bit of a waste. I haven't disliked them, like I said, but I'm going to be glad to not feel the guilt of not using them. Like, I don't know if anybody else gets this when they do project pans, but when you don't use the products that are in your project pan, you feel kind of guilty about it. I don't have to feel that way anymore, thank goodness. Moving on to the next product, we'll just go through my Marc Jacobs items. I did mention in a couple of my project pan videos that I don't enjoy this Marc Jacobs primer. I'm going to bin it. It's expired, it's got coconut in it, so it's well and truly expired, and it kind of smells a little bit funky too. Not as bad as the Pretty Vulgar spray that I had earlier on in my project pan that I just binned, but I think what stops me from wanting to get rid of this product is the expensive price tag of it, and that it is quite a loved product by certain people as well. Like, Jaclyn Hill used to talk about this primer all the time, and like that made me jump out and want to get it straight away. Like, she was such a key influencer on my purchases earlier on in the piece, but she's a dry skin girl. I'm an oily combo girl. This isn't going to work. If you have oily combo skin, this is not going to work for you. So unfortunately, this is going in the bin. If it does appear in any of my collection videos in the future, that is because I'm not taking my own advice. And if you see it in any of my future videos, please do like comment and tell me that I need to get over myself, because this needs to go. It's expired and it's gross and I hate it. I did mark this. I'm not quite sure if you can see it on camera, but the marks haven't gone down. So this is going to be such a crappy project pan, because like literally it's just gonna be me complaining about products, but I mean, I want to wrap this up so that you guys get closure, I get closure, and we can get ready for next year's project pan. I've already got some ideas about what I want to put into my project pan, so I'm pretty keen for that. The next item is my Marc Jacobs Sugar lip gloss. There's like the tiniest little bit down the bottom there still. I'm like savoring this because I found out they were like $47 a piece, and I didn't know that I had like literally spent that money on a lip gloss. And I love this lip gloss. It's probably my all-time favorite lip gloss ever, and I don't think I could stomach paying that amount again. I probably will, but in saying that, for now I have so many lip glosses, like literally these are all of my lip glosses and like 3 liquid lipsticks. I've got way too many. I don't need any more, so that's why I'm kind of trying to savor my Marc Jacobs, because I won't be buying this again for quite a long time. So moving on to my foundations, I had the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation in this project pan, and then I also had the Huda Beauty Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation in the shade Cheesecake. This one still has a little tiny bit of product in it. I like this product. I like how full coverage it is. I just don't like how it looks textured on my skin. So I have very oily textured skin. I feel like this slightly enhances that. I do like this product, but I would always choose my Laura Mercier or my NARS foundation over this. And I just think it's because I'm more geared to that, and I have quite a bit of choice in my collection right now that I don't reach for this. But I feel like if I had an everyday makeup bag and I was going into a corporate office every single day like I normally would, I would absolutely smash through this, no problems at all. But because we're not living in that kind of era right now, I do actually get to be very selective with what I put on my face, because I only put makeup on like once or twice a month, I'm pretty sure at the moment, and maybe once a week essentially, if I'm like trying to doll up for whatever reason. And I'm not going to be gravitating for something that I don't like 100% ride or die love versus something that I do love, like my NARS foundation or my Laura Mercier. So that's why that one still has a bit of product in there, but it's not something that I would throw away. I would 100% still keep that in my collection no matter what. The Pro Filter, look, this isn't expired yet, but I think it's pretty close to expiring, and I don't think I have any clients coming up in the near future that would be this shade. So it is going to have to stay in my collection for me. I don't really think that this is something that I could use on my clients, but like I've mentioned 100 times, this oxidizes grey on me, and I really do want to get rid of it. But at the same time, like I've said previously in this video, I just can't stomach throwing something like this away, because I literally feel like decluttering is literally throwing money in the bin. Like, you spent full price on a product or an item, and you're decluttering to make room not only for more stuff, but you're getting rid of stuff that you spent your hard-earned money on. Like, decluttering really, it hurts me, like not only from a financial perspective, but also from like an environmental perspective. So it really is something that I can't mentally get my head around. That is why I went on this project pan and on a no buy, is because I find it really, really hard to think that all of this would go into landfill. Not only is that like, these are probably like $60 to $70 a piece. So you're looking at least $150 to $180 here, literally going into the bin. And these, although they're glass and stuff like that, it's still contributing to landfill. So you get what I mean? Like, I am going to hold on to this. I'm not going to declutter it like I am with the Marc Jacobs one, but it's definitely something that I don't love, and it is just taking up space in my makeup collection, and I hate that. So hopefully I can get use out of that next year, fingers crossed. The next 3 products are my cheek products. So the first one that I have here is my Too Faced Sweet Tea Bronzer. I love this bronzer. This has been such a pleasure to use this bronzer. I gravitate towards this whenever I do my makeup, because I actually want to use it. So this is what it's looking like at the moment. There's a really, really, really big dent in there. I'm not quite sure if it's going to show up on camera, but literally this has been so great to use. I love this for all of my face, for doing my nose contour, for literally everything. For touch-ups, I love it as well. This is like literally the most perfect bronzer ever. I love it. Like, you've got your luminous side and then you have your matte side. Like, you just can't get more beautiful than this. The packaging is cute. It's cardboard, so it's biodegradable. It does have a longer lifespan, so it's got 18 months until expiry. Pretty sure this is expired, but I mean, I'm not throwing it away because I love it. And I don't really tend to have an issue getting through my bronzers. I've already gotten through an entire bronzer in this project pan earlier on, and honestly I'm probably going to hit pan on this in the next couple of months, especially if Melbourne ends up going back to work. So I have no problems with this. I love it. If you haven't tried it, I'm pretty sure this product is still available at Mecca. I definitely recommend that you go and pick it up because it probably is one of my favorite bronzers aside from Hoola and aside from the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer that's in the Film Star Bronze and Glow duo. Those are my two favorites, but then this one is probably pretty close third. So next up is my blush. This is the Papa Don't Peach blush. It doesn't really smell like peach anymore. Like a little bit, it smells a little bit like peach, but nowhere near as potent as it was when I first got it. Either is my eyeshadow palette, because I smelled this and I was like, oh, it's starting to lose its peachiness. It's starting to smell a little bit toxic. I wonder how my eyeshadow palette smells, because I got that like 2 months or so before I got the blush, and it smells so bad. Like it doesn't smell good at all. I think it's off. Like, but again, I just can't justify throwing it away. So like this has got the cutest little tin packaging ever, and it's got a little peach on the front, and then it has your mirror at the front, and then you have your product just here. So look, I still have like the majority of this product left. I've made some headway, but blushes, like I don't think I've ever gotten through an entire blush without it's potentially being shattered in transit, or I've lost it, or something's happened to it. I don't think I've ever actually fully completed an entire blush, and that's why I don't really purchase blushes anymore, because I realized that I have like 12 blushes or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have quite a few, and in my mind, if I'm not going to actually even get through one, why should I have that many? So yeah, I like this one. This isn't going anywhere. It's not getting decluttered or anything like that. I do love the packaging. I think it's really cute. You can still get this one from Mecca as well. But yeah, I find blushes really hard to get through. It's like, I really like dig in there as well. Like I go for it with blush. Like I don't hold back at all. The blush I have on today is Melba by MAC, by the way, if you were curious. But like I full on get in there, and like I swirl my brush around. I put as much as I possibly can on my cheeks, because I know that blush is the first thing to fade with your makeup. But I never seem to get through them. Like, does anybody else have this problem? Like, I swear it's just me. Like, the blush is just like regenerating itself and laughing at me, and I'm just like, why won't you pan? Like, why won't you get out of my collection? I want to like have more in my life, but I can't have more until I use them, and it's like, why aren't you hitting pan? So let me know in the comments below if you have the same issue, because I don't know, I feel like the blushes are messing with me. But anyway, so my highlighter is the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. I'll be honest with you, I kind of completely forgot about this highlighter. So she's still looking pretty fresh. She's still looking pretty full. Barely any use on there. The swirl is still quite prevalent. It's still quite raised. I honestly can't wait for corporate to go back to work so that I can really start having an impact on my makeup, because my next video to go up either this week or next week, I'm not quite sure when, is actually going to be a no-buy update and a conclusion. And then not too long after that, I think I have some products coming in the mail that I have purchased. So I will be doing a haul in the month of December. So I have broken my no-buy, and I do feel kind of bad about it, but I really do need to make sure that it's a very controlled spend, because if I go down that rabbit hole again and I end up purchasing like 6 or 7 highlighters, like what was the point in even trying to get through this one? Because you're no longer buying a product to use the product, you're just buying it for the satisfaction of buying something. So that is something that I need to be really careful with, and I am going to keep you guys updated if that's something that you would like to hear about. I will also keep my no buy series in the description box below for you guys to go and check it out. I loved filming that. You guys really loved interacting with me about that and talking about marketing and its impacts. I feel like that aligns very, very closely with a project pan like this one, because it is about enjoying and using your products. It's just that I've gotten to the end of my project pan and I no longer enjoy using these products. Like, I don't want to feel the guilt anymore of not using them and feeling bad about not using them, because I am filming this project pan. Like, I had a lot of traction at the beginning. I just feel like the last couple of months have just been a complete waste of time, really. So I wanted to wrap this up, like I said earlier in this video, so that there's closure for both me and for you guys, because I know that you guys really have been following me on this project pan journey and enjoying this with me. But it's time to wrap this up. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys my chocolate bar palette. And she's in a bit of a state. This is what she looks like. Yeah, so I started getting ready to depot the pans out of it, and then I realized that I hadn't done this video. So yeah, this is what she looks like. There's not really much left of it. This is going in the bin. I'm going to grab a couple of shades out of here. If you guys know how to depot items, that's great. Please tell me if I'm doing it wrong, because what I tend to do is get a lighter and I light underneath and like melt away part of the plastic, and then I just push it through with like, I don't know, a pair of tweezers or something like that. I push it through and it does tend to be magnetized, and then I just put it into like a Z palette. So I will be taking a couple of shades from here, which will probably be this peanut shade, this shade just here, this deeper brown, and this really dark brown, and then this shade here. So the shades that I actually use in this palette, which is just those, and the inner corner highlight as well, which I have on my eyes today. So this big one here, that's really all I'm going to take for the palette. The rest of it, it's just wishful thinking. If I knew that I paid the price tag that I did for this for literally 5 shadows, I would have like gone into the store, taken a picture of it, and then went to MAC and then bought them all in singles, if that makes sense. Because I feel like MAC is a very universal kind of formula. Like there isn't many people that dislike it. It is dry, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I quite like a dry formula, so there's less fallout. If I knew then what I know now, I would have just done that. And I think that's what I might end up doing in the future, is picking out the shades from palettes that I see that I jump at, and then literally trying to dupe them at MAC, because they have such a wide array of shades, and I just think that's the best way to go, not only from a financial perspective, but also from an environmental perspective as well, because this is now just going into landfill. You can't really do anything with this. You can't, well, you might be able to recycle this, but it doesn't say it's recyclable on the back of it, so I don't know. It's probably just going to go into landfill. Same with this plastic casing, which is going to still have some powders in it. So it is kind of like a bit disheartening that this is the end of my project pan, and like my palette is actually all dinged up and like there's not much left of it. But this is a reality, guys. This is what things are like now. At the end of the year, I like to always depot the palettes that I don't use everything in, and that's it. So I'm going to definitely be getting onto that, and the rest of it is going into the bin. I did say at the beginning of this project pan that if I didn't finish my Too Faced chocolate bar palette, it was going into the bin, and it probably is still risque me actually depotting some shades, so I'll think about whether I actually end up doing that or not. But for now, look at that. That's like, it's literally stuck on by these little foamy things. It looks so bad. Like this is what, yeah, that's better. So yeah, this is the end of this palette. This palette is going out of my collection. It will never be a full solid palette in my collection ever again. So I'm glad to see the back of that. I did grow to love it more and more the more that I used it. However, it's time for it to go. It's done. So that is everything for the wrap up of my final project pan for 2020. I definitely will be doing a project pan for 2021. I was super motivated at the beginning of my project pan to get stuff done, and I did get through quite a few products. So some to name a few was my Tarte Exposure highlighter that ended up shattering, but I did end up using majority of that. I used my entire Physicians Formula bronzer. I also ended up decluttering my Pretty Vulgar setting spray, which was gross. My Mario Badescu lavender setting spray also went out of my collection, and I did still get quite a bit of use out of my Pro Filter, which was really great. And also with this powder, I did still get a bit of use out of this too. So it wasn't completely wasted, but I definitely learned a lot in terms of how much makeup I actually have. Like that is probably the biggest key lesson that I got out of this, was that I have a lot of makeup, and that I need to start curating my collection down to just my favorites, because it can only get bigger from here. It takes so long to get through your makeup, guys. Like if you haven't kind of worked out what you love and what you don't love, you probably really do need to sit back and think, well, do I actually need all this stuff in my life? Am I just being like greedy? Do I have too much? And do I need to actually like have a check-in, a reality check with myself, and actually kind of understand what's important in life? And like makeup is great. Like it's a passion. It's something that I love. Like there's other things in life that are really important, and makeup is just a part of your life. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to have the latest eyeshadow palette to feel relevant. So that's pretty much everything from me. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe if you like videos like this so that you are ready for my next project pan. I will also have my playlist for all my other project pan videos. I have about 6 of them in the description box below for you guys so that you can catch up on them, so you understand a little bit more about this video, so it's not all just like completely gibberish to you. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.